Identifying, reaching out to, and recruiting top military talent on this episode of The Employment Line. The Employment Line, your direct connection to the trends, tips, and tools in the employment industry. On November 8th, GI Jobs announced the 2013 Top 100 Military-Friendly Employers list on militaryfriendly.com. The Military-Friendly Employers list, which is verified by Ernst Young, serves as the primary benchmark of corporate recruiting programs aimed at veterans. Companies passionately compete to make the list, which gives them an advantage in recruiting highly coveted military-trained talent. This year's #1 military-friendly employer, and a member of our association, USAA, has been a top performer, making the top 100 list every year since 2003. But it's enjoying its first time at the top. The following members were also recognized by GI Jobs. Veterans Day has come and gone, but the outreach to America's veterans is relevant and essential to employers. Bonnie Elsey, Director of Workforce Development with the Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development, encourages employers to reach out to experts.
A part of the Veterans Reps is what we call the DVOPs, Disabled Veterans Outreach Program representatives. And they work with veterans with disabilities that have 20% or more disability, and so employers can work with them to try to get them into employment. And one of the great things about vocational rehabilitation and the DVOPs is they definitely know about workplace accommodations. So they can work with the employer to try to accommodate whatever the impediments that person has to work on that job. I think the most important thing to remember for employers is that people with disabilities are people with abilities, and that's what they have to concentrate on, and we try to make sure that they can see what those abilities are.
In a recent speaking engagement titled Camo to Khaki, Russell Tooley, Senior VP of Corporate and International Human Resources at Tyson Foods, provided 4 useful tips for recruiting top talent. Number 1, work with the National Army and Alumni Program, ACAP, to identify top talent exiting the military. Number 2, work with the National Guard Support Center out of Little Rock to identify top talent. Number 3, work with career development offices at core schools and universities to identify students in the military, primarily through Student Veterans of America chapters. And number 4, develop relationships with the Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard. For additional tips, association members can log into the pipeline and access his full presentation. On behalf of the association, we thank all the veterans and military personnel who have served our country faithfully throughout the years. I'm Lisa Whitman. Thanks for watching and sharing The Employment Line.